What's going on, guys? Jay the Black here. Shout out to everyone that's tuning in. I want to talk about ex-Illinois basketball player by the name of Shannon, Terrence Shannon Jr. He was found not guilty in a Kansas courtroom by a Kansas jury. He's been vindicated because he was accused of assaulting a girl, and this went all the way to trial, and he was found not guilty. He was vindicated. And I wanted to make this video to highlight a lot of issues, especially in Kansas. If you look up the history of athletes in Kansas, you will be very shocked. And I kind of was too, and I went and looked at it. How many athletes have been accused of assault in Kansas? As a matter of fact, there was a recent story of a former Kansas basketball player who was accused, but due to insufficient evidence, those charges was dismissed as of, I believe, this year. So I don't know what's going on there. If you are a black athlete, you have to move differently in Kansas because there's been a lot of arrests for assault in that state. All right, around the Kansas program. I don't know if that's that area. I don't know what's going on there. But athletes are getting caught up in Kansas. And, Terrence Shannon almost lost everything. Now he's going to further his basketball career. He should have every opportunity to do so. Now we're going to get into the story via ESPN, and we're going to talk about his vindication. Now, this according to ESPN.com. Says a jury in Kansas found former Illinois basketball star Terrence Shannon Jr. not guilty of felony rape and aggravated assault Thursday following a week-long trial. Shannon was arrested in December for an alleged incident in September at a bar in Lawrence, Kansas. I'll tell you, that's a dangerous place for Negro athletes. After a woman alleged he pulled her towards him and penetrated her with his fingers shortly after they met. Shannon consistently denied the allegations, and witnesses for his defense during the trial said they never saw Shannon approach a woman in the manner described by the police. That's some very thirsty, if true, thirsty behavior. Following the incident, the woman found Shannon's picture in a roster of team online, then went to the police. So she just picked out a black guy with braids. That's what it looks like. Maybe they all look alike. We're happy with the outcome, said Mark Sutter, one of Shannon's attorneys. Terrence Shannon Jr. finally got his day in court. We denied the allegations back in September, and on that date, we pledged that one day soon we would have our day in court, and we did, and we're happy with the outcome. And at the end of the day, I think the public at large owes Shannon Jr. an apology. I agree. Anybody that really thought that this guy did this, instead of waiting for all the facts to come out, they rushed to judgment. Maybe his former team as well. Rushed to judgment because they see a young man. He has the locks, the mini locks, but, he wears hair a certain way, and maybe they'll feel a certain way about him. He's in Lawrence, Kansas. Again, a dangerous place for black athletes due to all the arrests for similar things. And they ended up not being true. Ended up not being true. After his arrest, Shannon was suspended by Illinois, which launched his own investigation. He missed 6 games before he retained a temporary restraining order and returned to the court. He then led the team to the NCAA tournament. The school subsequently dropped its investigation, citing lack of evidence. So the school even said there was a lack of evidence. They didn't feel like any wrongdoing was there. Because trust me, I'm pretty sure they did their due diligence. Not in this era, in this climate of attack men with no evidence, they actually went through the process. And I got to give him credit as well. He went and he did his due diligence and got, basically got himself back on the team. So, we're not dealing with a dumb guy here. Okay. He wanted to play. He felt like he was innocent. He was allowed to do so. The team did their investigation. They said there really is no wrongdoing here. I am thrilled that Terrence, with the news of today's verdict, Illinois coach Brad Underwood said, under 6 months of intense scrutiny, Terrence has shown tremendous composure, maturity, and focus. He can now put this behind him and move forward with his life. I, along with everyone in our Illinois basketball program, will continue to offer Terrence our full support as he looks to fulfill his NBA dreams. Illinois athletic director Josh Whitman echoed that sentiment, saying that the verdict was a tremendous sigh of relief for him and others close to Shannon. That's true, because they kind of stuck by him because he was allowed to play into the NCAA tournament. So I'm pretty sure they are breathing a sigh of relief that it wasn't true. This has been a very serious and unfortunate situation for all parties involved, and I am happy for Terrence that it has been resolved and his name has been cleared, Whitman said. We look forward to cheering for him as he begins his NBA journey. Prior to his arrest, Shannon was projected to be a top 25 pick in the upcoming NBA draft. He will attend multiple workouts and pro teams beginning Friday, according to his attorney, as he continues preparation for the draft. Last week, his attorneys filed a motion to use video evidence to support the possibility of a mistaken identity case, but Shannon relied on character witnesses and others who were at the bar that night, including Kansas basketball players Hunter Dickinson and Kevin McCullough Jr. He also testified in his own defense when he took the stand Thursday. In their closing statements, attorneys stated that Shannon's DNA evidence was not found on the woman's body after she was examined at a local hospital that night, and they also criticized the investigation that pointed to him as the suspect in the case. He's a good kid, and we had a lot of really good character witnesses in addition to the investigation and the challenge of all the evidence, a lack thereof. Sutter said it was a nice turnout for him. Sutter told ESPN Friday that a civil lawsuit was a possibility following Thursday's verdict. Well, I would definitely sue her. I want her identity put. I think her identity should be put out there because she almost ruined this young man's life. I believe she knows who did it. I believe that young lady or that lady knows exactly who did it, and she pointed him out because that happens. Y'all got to understand, there are times when women are victimized, they will intentionally point to the wrong person, either because they are in fear of the other person or they don't want that other person to get in trouble because they've probably done that before. Now, I'm not saying that's what happened here, but that happens. I'm telling you right now. Go look at any type of, you talk to any psychologist who talks about family trauma and the trauma that people face in their childhoods or young adult years with family, and how instead of, people know who abused them and they don't put that person out there, but they will falsely accuse somebody else of abusing them. That happens. And honestly, I saw that there's a law in one of these other states, I can't think of the state, where if a woman falsely accuses you of something, right, and you're found innocent of it, that woman can be arrested for their lies. I think she should be arrested as well. And her mugshot needs to be put out there for the next time you heifers go out here and start lying on the wrong men. Women have very good memories. They know exactly who did what. Women have very, very good memories. A lot of women have damn near photogenic memories. They can remember every detail of everything. You knew exactly. If this happened to her, she knows exactly who did it. But pointed to him because he's an easy target. He's a basketball player from Illinois. I don't know if he's from the Kansas area. He was there with the Kansas basketball player. But I just think that a lot of times these women will lie to take the attention off somebody else. And I believe that may have happened in this situation. You would know, especially if you see a person's face, they're face to face with you. She claims that the guy pulled her next to him, and he did all these things. You don't remember what he looks like? The details of his face, body, height. Was he tall? Was he short? You know, none of that. You didn't like scream or yell, let everybody know this person is doing this thing to you. That just doesn't sound right, you know? If somebody's grabbing you and trying to grope you, you're gonna scream, right? So everybody know what's going on. You go to a roster page, then you go to the police. Come on, man. She must have been hella intoxicated. Maybe somebody told her that happened to her and she felt embarrassed, and that's why she went on the roster page and pointed him out. Y'all gotta understand, women do things, they have regret. Maybe they have a boyfriend. Maybe somebody told her boyfriend that she was in the club being flirty, and she came up with this lie. This happens. Y'all understand this happens. This is what I have been speaking about for years. I've been speaking against women making up false allegations against men. It's not hatred of women. It's the truth. These women are out here lying on men, trying to destroy their lives because they don't want to be called out for being cheaters. They would rather ruin a man's life than be caught cheating or being flirtatious towards other men. So I'm glad that he's been vindicated. Shout out to Terrence Shannon Jr. Also shout out to the former Kansas player, Arterio Morris, who was falsely accused as well. And hopefully they're able to move on with their lives. So y'all let me know in the comments section. Let me know your thoughts, like this video and share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I'll see y'all next one.